Kuttah Spoken Truth, we back at it again. In this video, I want to talk about a movie that I watched on Tubi called The Marriage Pass. The Marriage Pass. And I believe that every man, every woman should tune into Tubi and watch this. Great insight. They did a good job in this movie. Okay? Before I go into some details about the movie, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for your boy. Greatly appreciated. But The Marriage Path, this was a very interesting movie. All right. A lot of people don't take marriage or LTR, long-term relationships, serious today. It has become a joke. No loyalty among men and women in this day and time. And when you hear a lot of people talk about marriage, all they really talking about is the wedding day, especially these women. They get excited not about being married, but about the wedding. So they can say, look at me. Look at the dress I had on. Look at the night. Okay? Marriage is an entity that was instituted by the Most High and is to be taken serious. But unfortunately, no one really take marriage serious in this day and time. Things must be done decently in order. And the constitution of marriage is out of whack, is out of order among our people in these last and evil days. Okay? No man, no woman should be getting in a committed relationship and they all full of drama, turmoil, trauma. A lot of people need therapy. A lot of people need to be converted. A lot of people need self-improvement before they even think about being in a committed relationship. It's messed up out here. It's dangerous out here. The dating scene is very dangerous in this day and time. And I feel bad for a lot of people. You don't know who to trust. You don't know who trying to finesse you. You don't know who trying to pull a fast one over on you. Because everybody got their own secret agenda, motives that they moving by. And you better make sure you have the spirit of the Most High in dealing in these dating scenes. Because people is out to get you. They seeing their representative before they seeing their true self. And a lot of you is in relationship right now. A lot of you are in marriages right now dealing with that person representative instead of dealing with their true self. They done hoodwink you. They done pulled a fast one over. So you better be careful in these times when it comes to dating, when it comes to getting in a relationship, a committed relationship. Okay? But in this movie on Tubi called The Marriage Pass, The Marriage Pass, one of the main characters by the name Dorian Granum, who was a doctor, him and his wife was dealing with marital problems. Okay? She wasn't happy because she wanted kids. She wanted the family dynamic. And the sad thing about her is that she made sacrifices to make sure that her husband got to the place he wanted to be, but never got nothing in return. As a man, he should have rewarded her for the sacrifices that she made in order to be what he became to be. It's flat out wicked when men know they got somebody supportive, when men know they got a good woman, and not treat them up to par, not treat them like they should, especially considering the sacrifice that they make and being submissive and being supportive to you as a man. And if you know down deep in your heart, come on, fellas, if you know down deep in your heart that you not going to be able to give a woman something that she desire out of the relationship, it's best to just let her go, man. Don't waste her time. Let her go. Don't try to take up her good years. Be a man. Let her go. Let her go and be found by a man that going to be able to give her what she want. Okay? This is what Dorian should have did. He knew his wife wanted kids. He knew his wife wanted that family dynamic, but he never gave it to her. He just kept stringing her on and on and on. And while out with one of her homegirls telling her about, her marital problems, one of the homegirls suggests to her that they ought to do this thing called marriage pass. Sit down with her husband and agree to a marriage pass. And she brought it to her husband. Shantae brought it to her husband and pitched it to him. At first, he was a little leery behind it. But eventually, he agreed. Why? Because he wanted to fulfill his lustful desires. Man, so many men make unwise decisions, make foolish decisions because they are led by their little head instead of being led by their big head on top of their neck and shoulders. Whenever you let your little head lead you, you're always going to make unwise decisions because you've been moved by your passion. You've been moved by your lust. You've been moved by wicked sensual desires. Okay? And let me say this. If you're in a committed relationship, fellas, with a woman, and she bring up to you the idea of a marriage pass, you better be leery. You better be watching out. Because anytime a woman bring up a marriage pass to you, there's something she want to do that she don't want you to know about it. And when she do it, she want to be able to feel guilt-free because you agreed to it. No man in his right mind is going to agree to go into a deal with a woman as it relates to a marriage pass. Only simps will. Real men don't want their women being plowed by somebody else. And I know y'all can say, he insecure, this and that and other. No, I'm talking scripture. Okay? Because in Deuteronomy, it talks about if a woman has been plowed, in other words, has sex with another man, it's wicked for her to go back to the man that she was previously with. Okay? And I'm letting you know, women, male nature, real men that's masculine, it's within them, in their nature. Okay? I don't care how strong they is. I don't care how many ways they is. It's within every man nature, real men, to feel some type of way concerning their women being with somebody else. He'll never look at you the same. That's innate within him. Okay? So he agreed to do this marriage pass with his wife. And one of the terms of this marriage pass is they was not to tell each other about who the person is. They was not to discuss that night that they go into the marriage pass. And no one was to ask the other person any questions. They was to enjoy their night and come back home as if nothing ever happened. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, She laid them ground rules down because women, man, they know what they be doing, man. They don't want you asking them no question. They don't want you to know the plans or what they doing out. They don't like that. And she told them, listen, you can't ask no questions. Because they know down deep inside how men really are. They know it. But here go the kicker. To make a long story short, here go the kicker. For his marriage past, he chose his wife, sister, Reagan, to have his night with for the marriage past. Here go the second kicker. She was kicking it with his boy, Miles. Man, I'm telling you, man, I can't stress enough, man. In this day and time, men no longer keep bro codes. If this is your homeboy, if this is your partner, if this is your best friend, the women that he deal with is off limits. Off limits. Off limits. Where are our respect? Where are our morals? The scripture in Isaiah 62 said we need to start lifting up a standard again. Men no longer have standards like they used to have. Man, so many men is full of envy and jealousy. They sit up all day coveting what you have. And you know the scripture, Exodus chapter 20, verse 17 said, don't cover your neighbor's house. Don't cover thy neighbor's wife. There's too many women out here to be coveting the next man's woman. Too many. Isaiah chapter 4, around the first verse says that in the days we living in, 7 women gonna grab hold of 1 man. Women outnumber us. So why in the world I'm gonna be coveting what the next man have when there's too many women out here? She was dealing with his homeboy, and yet he still chose her to have his marriage past with. Now the issue became, it only supposed to have been a one night stand. Only supposed to be a one night stand, but he was so infatuated with her, so driven by lust that he could not turn her loose to his own destruction. To his own destruction. And that woman played a part in his destruction because he couldn't turn her loose. He kept going on and on with her. Kept seeing her. He tried to break it off a few times, but it didn't work. I ain't trying to make the video too long, but remember I said that whenever a woman bring up marriage past to you in a committed relationship, she got a plan. And if she don't got a plan, she secretly is attracted to somebody else that she want to give herself to without feeling guilty about it. And in this particular movie, the marriage past, she had a plan. So that's why she brought up this marriage past, because she, the Dorian wife, the doctor, whose name was Shantae, she wanted to get him back for wasting her time, get him back for what he did to her. Like I say, you got to go check the movie out. Go check the movie out. Because at one point in their marriage, she was pregnant. But because he didn't want no kids, he ended up giving her a drink, right, with some type of pill in it, which caused her to have a miscarriage. And she ended up finding out that he caused the miscarriage. So she really wanted to get him back. So she came up with a plan and used her sister. They both was in on the plan to get him back for what he did to her. It was all part of her scheme. It was all part of her plan. And she got him back. Ended up framing him for killing his homeboy because his homeboy ended up catching him and Reagan together and got into a fight with him. And Reagan stabbed Miles, his homeboy, ended up killing him. And he tried to cover up, ended up throwing his body in the river. Like I said, go check the movie out. And make a long story short, they end up framing him for the death. For the death of Miles. I mean, taking him through the ringer. Took all his money. And he ended up losing in the end. Her plan ended up winning. Because he was driven by his lust. Because he just didn't want to do right. Fellas, man, listen. You have to learn how to be a man and control your passion, control your lust, because you never know where it will lead you. And a lot of men have lost out in life big time because they could not control their lust. They just didn't want to do right. He had a good woman. She supported him all the way. She made sacrifices for him to be great. She was submissive to him for him to be great. All she wanted was a kid. All she wanted was that family dynamic. And he couldn't even do that because he was so full of selfishness, so full of lust, and jumped at the opportunity to fulfill those desires. And it worked against him. We have to be wise. Okay? We got to control our passions. We got to control that lust, that incite within us. Because if we don't, we always end up like this man in the marriage past, like Samson. Y'all know about Samson. Go read Judges chapter 16. Samson couldn't control his lust and lay his head in the lap of the wrong woman, Delilah, and caused him to lose all his strength, caused him to lose his eyes, his sight, which ultimately led to him having to commit suicide. Because he asked the Most High, when I kill these Philistines, let me die with them. Let these bricks and these stones and these boulders that fall on them fall on me also, and let me die. So he lost out. Samson didn't even fulfill his full potential in life. Didn't even reach his maximum potential in life. Didn't walk in his purpose fully because he couldn't control his lust. He laid his head in the wrong lap. And so many men have lost their marriage, have lost their careers, has lost their family, have lost their business, have lost their bank account, have lost real estate, have lost kingdoms because they could not control their lust. Pastors have lost their churches because they couldn't control their lust. So this movie was pretty interesting, man. I need to go check it out, man. It's called Marriage Past on Tubi. Go check it out and pay close attention to everything that's going on, man. It's a good movie, man. Okay? Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. All right, peace.